Bryant, I want to transition very quickly. We are going to talk about the portal, okay? I'm going to give you my thoughts about the portal. That's one thing that I forgot here. As Brian Kelly is going portal hunting round 2. Want to say this, though. If you missed it today, Shea Dixon of On 3. Yeah, On 3. He's not at 247 any longer. But Shea Dixon from On 3 reported today that he had talked with Garrett Nussmeier and that Garrett Nussmeier will not be entering the transfer portal and that he will be staying at LSU for this season and going forward. Guys, it's the biggest news of the day. Garrett Nussmeier staying is arguably the biggest news that LSU has gotten all offseason. More than Jane Daniels returning to, maybe not more than Jane Daniels returning, but you needed Garrett to stay in reference to you having stability at that position. Ever since Jane said he was coming back, it definitely is the biggest news that you've gotten. More than any recruit, him staying is a big thing. You know what else is a massive thing? It is the first time since the portal has opened. I went and looked at this today, and it took me a long time to dig, but it came to fruition. Did you know in fall and spring semesters, it is the first time since the transfer portal has opened up windows that LSU has not had somebody enter the transfer portal? What does this tell me about everything that's going on around LSU football? Number one, I did not, and I've said this religiously, it's not a knock on Garrett Nussmeier. I did not believe that Garrett Nussmeier was ready to start last season. That's why you needed to start Jane Daniels, and it's why Brian Kelly has been adamant that Jane Daniels will be your starting quarterback moving forward. He's got the experience. He's gotten better. Can he win the SEC West last year? Can he win the SEC outright this year? Can he lead you to the playoffs? All of that stuff. Garrett wasn't ready to start last year. And I think if he was being truthful with you, he would tell you the same thing. But a miraculous thing happened, though. And something that in today's society, we don't really see a whole lot of. A quarterback staying at a place that he actually loves. You know, I was under the assumption that guys like Jack Bech and Walker Howard were those guys, but that didn't come to fruition either. It's been Garrett Nussmeier, the guy that everybody thought would be the quarterback that would transfer, is the one that's actually staying. Are we going to see a situation? We'll talk about this with Carter Bryant when he comes on. Are we going to see a situation like we saw in the bowl game? 2 series for Jaden, 1 series for Garrett? Why do that? Has Garrett been told something that we don't know? But now that you have LSU not having players enter the portal, that is the biggest news of the day too. You have 2 massive news drops on the same day. Guys, do you understand when you have LSU, when you have when you have Alabama, when you have Georgia, and you have all these teams losing players to the portal, and you don't? That's a massive buy-in by a team that, which all the coaches and players, if you talk to any of them, believe that they have more than the potential, but the capability of winning a national title. The buy-in has never been bigger for Brian Kelly. And it's crazy from where LSU has come under Brian Kelly with family and 30-something scholarship players to now your backup quarterback who only throws for 200-plus yards and a half versus Georgia and multiple touchdowns. It's coming back, and it's going to be your starting quarterback for the foreseeable upcoming futures 2024. Interesting about that, the first year of expanded playoff. I'm telling you, man, I'm hyped up. And the last thing about this, I will go on about this later because we have Carter coming on. But if after the show, if you want to read something very interesting, go to 247 recruiting rankings and click in the year 2020. Eric Gilbert, Eli Ricks, Kayshawn Boutte, Jaqueline Roy, Phillip Webb, Jordan Tolles, Jacoby and Guillory, Antoine Sampa, Marcus Dumerville, Max Johnson, Eric Taylor, Dwight McLaughlin, Coy Moore, Marlon Martinez, Alex Adams, Cole Taylor, Ali Gay, Xavier Hill, TJ Finley. I left one of them out. The only one that really hit so far in that class was B.J. Ojulari. And how many players out of that 2020 class have already transferred? Why aren't the players doing it now? When you go to the 2021 class, these are the players that already left. Derek Davis, Deion Smith, Landon Jackson, Corey Connor, Demarius McGee, Xavier Carter, Jack Bash, Bug Strong, Jalen Sheed, Pig Cage, and Trey Bradford. When there's not buy-in, there isn't buy-in. But when there is, it's when you could win a national title. All right. Let's go to our quick break. Let's talk about our good buddy over our